To the hills I will lift my eyes, and I am not afraid. To the hills I will lift my eyes, and I am not afraid. To the hills I will lift my eyes, and I am not afraid. To the hills I will lift my eyes, and I am not afraid. In sun by day or the moon by night, my courage, oh my courage will not fade. In sun by day or the moon by night, I am not afraid. To the hills I will lift my eyes, and I am not afraid. To the hills I will lift my eyes, and I am not afraid.
It's been 2 months since Debbie died, and I miss her a lot. It's also been 65 years since she was born in St. Louis. There were always 2 parents and a brother Mike at home. It must have been a nice place to live. There were some bumps along the way, and Debbie got through them with mental fortitude. Many of her childhood pictures show a cute, intelligent-looking girl or young lady. Her first volunteer job was in the office of the St. Louis Symphony. And she graduated from a Missouri university and taught as her career. As most of you know, many people from 2 continents have written or said some wonderful words about Debbie. Well-deserved, too. She was magnificent. I have looked around for a good way to condense those wonderful words into a few that sum up how she was seen. For instance, loving kindness, grace, elegant, compassionate, charming, forgiving, attractive, fun, beautiful, cheerful, intelligent, courageous. There could easily be more here. I miss her enormously. The word grace defines most of how she lived, and she was rewarded for every single part of it. She said so. At one point, about 6 months before she died, this past July 30th, I told 2 friends, Debbie always, and few things are always, smiled or laughed and sometimes cried when cards, emails, flowers, food, and visitors arrived. She was buoyed by them even when her body and brain were not helping. Each and everything given to her helped her to keep going, keep doing, keep sharing what she could. Wow, people responded. I had the privilege of seeing and hearing her delight over and over, and she has been loved by so many. There are more than 300 cards visible at home, sent to her and to us, expressing the wonderfulness. There were meals, chocolate, visits, emails, and phone calls for a woman who saw herself as only quietly doing what helped others. And my love for my strong, happy, and graceful partner has expanded and expanded. Debbie and I knew we were no better or no worse than anyone else, and we were experiencing our own trials, and she remained grateful beyond words for the spectacular way our friends, acquaintances, and others came through for her recently. She handled her disabilities with grace and beauty and a dose of stubbornness. Amazing, amazing, amazing. She did what she did even with progressing MS, osteoporosis, and thyroid problems. Her MS was diagnosed 46 years ago. Not an easy time. I saw Debbie the first time across a large church hall in December 1991. I was stealing glances and knew I was seeing a special woman. I was jobless and felt abandoned and worthless. The others had disappeared when I got laid off, and for 3 weeks I became more and more obsessed with seeing her again. Call it a crush if you want. I immediately asked her out on a date I could barely afford, and she responded with approval and affection. I won't say she flirted, but I was dazzled and charmed. We spent more and more time together, and like became love. Debbie and I were a committed couple almost before we knew it. Lots of special events happened to cement us together. Friends encouraged both of us. People were saying to one or the other, hang on to this one. She's a keeper. He's so nice. She's smart and beautiful. Just look at his eyes. He adores her. When I took her home after the third date, she timidly handed me 2 books and some brochures about multiple sclerosis. She was a little scared because she had done that in previous relationships, and many just disappeared. I read those books and thought, I can do this. The intelligent and lovely Debbie stayed as part of this couple. After a few months, we moved in together and we smoothly built our connections. The bombs of previous relationships did not fall into our lives. Our disagreements were short and resolved pretty fast. One rule was we never go to bed angry. In 1993, her parents were diagnosed almost simultaneously with 2 different cancers, both terminal, and both died 8 days apart in early 1994. Neither one of us were sure how to act. Debbie took hold of me and never let go. She was hurting. By the summer of 1994, we came up here to go aboard the Windjammer Angelique. Debbie was grieving deeply. I was learning about grieving and accompanying Debbie, holding hands. That was a marvelous cruise, and we healed together. The trip back up here the next year led to moving here to Maine in 1997. Debbie and I were engaged for 17 years, not because of cold feet, but she could only have her late husband's excellent health insurance if she didn't remarry before she was 55. A day later, there was a wedding down in Bucks Harbor, and we invited less than 50, and 100 came. And we were married for 11 years and loved each other ever more deeply. Multiple sclerosis is an awful disease. Debbie had a slowly progressing form. Debbie's decisions about activities she wanted to do were not marked by, I can't do that. It was really, let's do it and figure out how to make it happen. Therefore, we ocean kayaked constantly. She climbed Blue Hill Mountain. She kept a large garden on her knees and elbows. She generously volunteered in Simmering Pot, Bagaduce Music, Bagaduce Chorale, also knitted, taught high school, and more and more. After 18 years in Bagaduce Chorale, she could no longer do the standing and the choreography that were necessary. She heard about a singing group called Misty Mountain at the Bay School, where director Meg Chittenden welcomed her. And anytime Debbie needed help, people were right there. The music you will hear are songs Debbie performed and loved. The love we were experiencing was soaring. We fit together like we had only previously read about. We have been blessed with so much love for each other. We often expressed our love and occasionally ran out of words. A fairy tale? Darn near. Debbie was a generous gift to others, so you loved her back with amazing vigor. More than 300 cards hang in the family room and emails elsewhere. You visited when Debbie insisted, or not. You restored our garden, and she had flowers and flowers and flowers. You kept the chocolate coming for us. You did errands, housekeeping, and chauffeuring. You visited. You gave me important breaks, too. Thank you. We sincerely appreciate your prayers. That must have been why she lived another 7 months after being told only 2 days to live at one point. We remain stunned by all that has been offered and given. Debbie died quietly and comfortably at our home this last July 30th. She just slipped away. And oh, I hurt. I see shadows of her sometimes and assure myself she is somehow still around.
My dearest friends in bonds of love, whose hearts in sweetest union join, your company sweet, your friendship dear, your words delightful to my ear, your company sweet, your friendship dear, your words delightful to my ear. Though many trials may reach our shore and call for courage more and more, I'll gladly toil and turmoil take, if I may toil for your sake. I'll gladly toil and turmoil take, if I may toil for your sake.
I'm Deb Jenks, formerly the bridge minister at First Congregational Church in Blue Hill, and Debbie and Rick's pastor. I knew Debbie in the last months of her life as she received her cancer diagnosis and then her journey afterwards. I knew Debbie to be a person always concerned and caring for others. She noticed what others didn't, always there with the needed word or gesture of care and support. I saw this particularly in the notes and the cards she wrote to so many, including myself, how she always knew what to say and saw the small thing to cherish. And then in her illness, I saw that love over and over again. The needed word, the gesture of care, the support. Saw it all returned in how so many people cared for her, were present for her in her last days. And now there is the grief, the bereavement, the empty place, the presence of her absence. And what do we do with the feelings around such loss? I think of the word I associate with Debbie always, and that word is love. And I think of others, cherished others who are gone, and I begin to realize that the thing that is never lost is love. It does not disappear. It connects, it bridges any chasm of separation because it never dies. Love broadens, love deepens, love is transformed, but it does not die. And so I'd like to share a poem that reminds me of Debbie so much. a poem by Maya Angelou called When Great Trees Fall. When great trees fall, rocks on distant hills shudder. Lions hunker down in tall grasses, and even elephants lumber after safety. When great trees fall in forests, small things recoil into silence, their senses eroded beyond fear. When great souls die, the air around us becomes light, rare, sterile. We breathe briefly. Our eyes briefly see with a hurtful clarity. Our memories, suddenly sharpened, examines, gnaws on kind words unsaid, promised walks never taken. Great souls die, and our reality, bound to them, takes leave of us. Our souls, dependent upon their nurture, now shrink, wizened. Our minds, formed and informed by their radiance, fall away. We are not so much maddened as reduced to the unutterable ignorance of dark, cold caves. And when great souls die, after a period peace blooms, slowly and always irregularly. Spaces fill with a kind of soothing electric vibration. Our senses, restored, never to be the same, whisper to us. They existed. They existed. We can be and be better, for they existed. Let us be in prayer. O loving God, grant in your mercy deep peace of the running wave to us, deep peace of the flowing air to us, deep peace of the quiet earth to us, deep peace of the shining stars to us, deep peace of the Son of Peace to us. Amen.